One of the things that you guys talk about in the book are of course, your times with New Japan and Ring of Honor. And one of the most interesting stories that I thought emerged last year was an interview that you guys did, I think, with Bleacher Report. And you talked about how things could have been different if New Japan and Ring of Honor had offered you guys dual contracts. When you look back at that, why do you think that they didn't, considering the role that everything was on? And I mean, MSG selling out with, with the implication that you guys and some other people might be involved. Why do you all think that that didn't happen?
Man, good question.
Right. Oh man. Man, now looking back, it's so hard to even answer because it would have changed wrestling if we just stayed put. You know what I mean?
I'd even say that I was talking to my wife oddly about this last night, this very thing. And because we just like to kind of like think about like, what if, it went this way? What if we did it this way? Truthfully, we were happy, and we probably would have never have left if the right offer came. 100% honestly, I was having the time of my life. And we were just waiting for a really good offer because we knew that was the year that it was time to get paid, because we were as hot as we'd ever been. And, we just did all in. And yeah, like you just said, the Garden sold out. Most people say because of the Elite, and so we knew we had a big price tag. And when they made their offer, it was so below what we were thinking it was going to be, that for the first time ever, Nick and I said to each other, oh my God, I think we have to actually go out and shop and see what our street value is. Like, if they would have just hit a number, we wouldn't have even probably shopped. We probably would have just taken it, because we were having so much fun, going from town to town, closing every show with our little Being the Elite song and dance at the end. Like, it was a great, wonderful time. Why didn't New Japan and ROH get together to offer all of us the money that we thought we deserved? I don't know. I don't think, like, in hindsight, they didn't know that this new project was happening. They didn't know All Elite Wrestling was going to be a thing. Nobody did. And I think maybe now, looking back, if they knew that, there was this project looming, then they probably would have offered us anything. You know what I mean? And it was funny because WWE didn't even know that this project was happening, but they were willing to throw everything at us. So I'd only imagine if they knew what was happening, what they probably would have offered on top of that. You know what I mean? Like, that blows my mind even thinking about that. But I don't know. I don't have an answer. I think that maybe they felt like they didn't need us all. Maybe they felt like they would have been fine without us. Nick and I knew, though, like, we basically compared our show Being the Elite at the tail end was pretty much like ROH television.
Yeah.
And it was the driving force to what brought people to the show. And I'm not over exaggerating when I say that if a wrestling fan at an ROH show had a shirt on, there was an 80-90% chance it was a Bullet Club or a Being the Elite related shirt. So we knew that was our audience. And maybe they just didn't realize how deep it had gotten and how much of that audience was strictly ours and there for us. Maybe they just didn't have the awareness, but I don't know. That's a good question that you're probably going to have to ask them. You know what I mean?
And I'm not exactly a business person, but it seems like in that situation, you pay the people whatever you can to get them to stay. And if you make $1 off of them in that regard, it's like, okay, well, they're dragging in an awful lot of people to view my show that obviously now, in Ring of Honor's case, not taking a shot at them, just aren't tuning into the show.
Correct. And, and here's the thing, like, I don't want to disrespect ROH too, because it wasn't like it was a bad offer.
Sure.
Like, by no means, it wasn't a small amount of money. It just wasn't enough for us, because at this point we'd valued ourselves. Like, we knew our value, and it was very high, and it just wasn't close to what we thought. So maybe they thought their offer was good enough. You know what I mean? But it wasn't even, in our eyes, it wasn't even close. And when the validation basically for us to know that we were right and our value was right was the first offer Triple H made us. And that's when we looked at each other and we said, holy crap, like,
Right.
How long have we been worth this much? Like, it was almost like we weren't insulted. We were just like, wow, like
it was eye-opening.
I wish we would have did this sooner. Like.
But you know what? At the end of the day, though, we knew that our thing had ran its course at Ring of Honor and New Japan. Like, looking back now, like, I think it was perfect timing for all of us to split ways, because I think we had peaked with what we would have done there. So it felt like just a natural way to leave at that point.